Good morning and welcome to this, my final video blog of this academic year. Not from my usual place in my office, but in the wonderful surroundings of our art department here. So in this blog, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes to look back over what we've done over the course of this year and look forward to next year. This year's been one of change. It often is in schools, and if you're a regular WEC parent, you'll know that we've had quite a lot of changes in this school over the last few years. I think those changes this year have been necessary, but I feel myself, our staff feel, and I hope the parents feel a new sense of confidence in the school, that we are now getting ready for a period of stability in the school and of planned gradual improvement. And you've all received from Mr. Matthews his feedback on our inspection last year and his planning for where we're going to go in the future. So we're planning for a gradual but steady improvement over the next 3 or 4 years, eventually reaching outstanding, which is what both we and our senior leadership team at GEMS want. And Mr. Sunny Varkey himself has made it absolutely clear to me that he has great ambitions for the school, wants this to be the best Wellington school in the group, and we're pretty confident that's going to happen, and it'll be a 3 or 4 year flight path for that. I want to particularly thank our parents for their advice, for their feedback, which has driven the changes that have happened and the plans for next year. It's been very honest feedback, sometimes difficult to take at times, but it has been honest and really helpful. And we've had great support from our parents too. I particularly want to thank our parent council, our parent reps for each class, and our PTA, who've helped me personally and the staff in so many ways. And I hope that support will continue next year. I'm sure it will. Now, I know parents get a little bit worried when staff move on, but as you know, it's quite normal, particularly in international schools, for staff to move on. Some of our staff are moving within Dubai, many are going back to UK, some of them are going to other overseas posts. Of course, we are losing good staff, but then by definition, all our staff are good, so we know that we're always going to be losing good staff. And I'd like to thank them for all the work they've done. Some of them have been here right from the start and seen WEC through those very important early stages of its growth. So I'd like to thank them on your behalf, wish them all well in the future. And I'd also like to obviously say the same to all our students and parents who are moving on, either back to their home countries, to other postings overseas, or if they're moving elsewhere in Dubai. So good luck and our best wishes go with you. So the future, what does that hold? Well, next year, part of the future is our big move. Over the summer, we're going to have some very significant moving around within the school. So we're trying to set the school up in a way which will enable it to grow as our pupil numbers grow. So we're going to put departments and students in the classrooms and areas where they're going to be long term. So the area which is currently occupied by secondary, that will become the year 5 and 6 classroom area. The empty area above foundation stage will become the new area for year 3 and 4. And the area which is currently occupied by years 3, 4 and 5 will become the secondary department. So that's the first area on the left as you come through the school. So there's a lot of movement of classes going around, which is why the school looks a little bit of a mess at the moment, but it's a mess with a purpose, and by the time the students come back in late August, early September, everything will be exactly as it should be. We're also, as part of that plan, integrating Arabic and Islamic more closely into the rest of the school. So Arabic A, which is Arabic as a first language, will be based next to the English department. Arabic B, which is teaching it as a second language, will be based with the Modern Foreign Languages team, which means that they will be able to share good practice and develop. We'll also be having inclusion hubs in each area as well, FS, Key Stage 1, Key Stage 2 and secondary. And again, they will be much more centrally placed, much more visible. We really want to raise the profile of the work of the inclusion team and also help our students who don't have support from inclusion teachers, help them to understand what that means, what it means to need support and to understand that better. So some very significant changes which you'll see when you get back. And in addition to those changes, there is more work going on the site. So you've already seen the fantastic work that's gone on at the front of the school, which looks fantastic now. There's more work going on in other areas of the school over the summer, carried out by CMC. So you will see even more improvements in the school environment when you return in the summer. Now we're quite excited as well by our new sports facility, our tennis and netball courts, which will be open come September. You've seen them going up over the course of the year. And we're particularly excited because it's part of our planned development of sport in the school. It's not enough for us just to have some of the best sports facilities in Dubai, although we do have those. We really want to have a vision for what to do with them. And Joanne Harty, the head of PE, really has a very clear idea of where we're going. And we have negotiated deals with 2 new academies who will be starting here next year, Dubai City Football Club and a netball academy through RU Active. And we've also developing our swimming provision with Hamilton Aquatics. So I'll have more to say about that early next term. But all I can tell you is that we will have more ECAs, we will have more sport, and we will have more use of really highly qualified coaches, not just offering after-school activities, but also helping us with curriculum delivery. So we really think the sport is going to take off next year. And as I say, more details of that will follow. Our sixth form will open in 12 months' time, but obviously the planning for that has already started, and we hope to have a sixth form brochure very early next year so that you understand exactly what it is we'll be offering. We think what we'll be offering will be quite distinctive. There won't be many other gym schools offering the same kind of things that we are, and in fact not many other schools in Dubai. So we're quite excited by that, and we think that our offer will really meet the needs of all our current Year 10 students as they move through Year 11 into Year 12. So I'd like to thank not only the staff who've helped me to develop that vision for the sixth form, but also Macy and Nadia, 2 Year 2 students who've been working with me and those staff so that the student input has been there into that decision making. So thanks very much to them. A little bit difficult to work with the principal and senior teachers at school, but they've done a brilliant job in helping us to form that vision. We've got a new school day. Next year, you should have received details of that already. The key things about that is that we will have more time at lunchtime for secondary students. That means there'll be more time for activities. There'll be more sporting activities. So the sports department will work all the way through lunchtime, meaning more sport provision for both juniors and so for primary and secondary, which is great. And there'll also be more enrichment activities embedded in the curriculum during the school week. So we think this is going to be a fantastic improvement on what we do now, and will make our provision even better than it is at the moment. Perhaps the final thing to mention is about communication. Parents sometimes complain about lack of communication or being unclear. We've done a lot of work of that over this year with the help of the Parent Council. Next year we will be trialling an app called D6 Communicator. Many other schools use this, which means that we will streamline our communication with parents. It will come straight to your phone. It can go to your laptop or your computer, which means that you won't miss out on any communications. You can choose what you want to receive and what you don't want to receive. So we'll try that early in the new year, and as soon as we know that it's working, we will roll it out to all parents, and we think that's going to be a really effective move forward. Okay, so I've tried to cover quite a lot in quite a short space of time. I hope you've enjoyed hearing about our plans for next year. What I've really enjoyed in the last couple of weeks is talking to parents, talking to staff, and they're all using the same word. They say they're excited about next year. I think they're excited about the fact that we're going to have such a stable staff. Obviously we have staff turnover, but staff turnover is half what it was last year and the year before, 15%, which is very much at the lower end of what you would expect in Dubai, where the average staff turnover of schools is about 25%. So that's fantastic news for us. I will be here next year. I keep saying this, people keep asking me, I'm going to say it again. I will be here next year, and I look forward to seeing you. So might be, I think it's the first time for WEC parents where they'll have the same principal 2 years in a row. So I hope that's good news. So there we are. That's really all from me now. All it remains for me to do is to wish you and your families Eid Mubarak as we approach that holiday, to wish you a fantastic summer. Do relax, have a great time with your family and your loved ones. And for those of you who are returning, we really look forward to seeing you again in September. Thank you, goodbye, have a great summer.